Hello, I'm Karen, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the secret of the crochet lace sock, and to help you understand what I'm talking about and what's going off here is, so throughout this last year I've been trying to demonstrate that inside the Varnish manuscript I've been able to turn that into crochet patterns and also find some games using complex anagrams. So just to show you how this works, so if you look, we've got these shapes which make our letters. I'm just going to put the circle to one side, and if you rearrange these letters or these shapes, whichever way you want to put it, you can actually spell the word, whoops, just get my little bit over there, so S-E-C-R, and we've got a lowercase e there. That's how you'd make a lowercase e, and we just get the T there, and it left us with the circle. If we actually snap the circle in half, which is, we'd use two pieces, yeah, then we can actually snap this in half and we can actually make the word secrets. Okay, just so that you're understanding what I'm doing, I'm just literally jiggling letters around. There is also a method as well with the English alphabet. So whatever letter you want to try and create, you can only ever use a maximum of 4 actual sticks, and you can only ever use a maximum of 2 of the curved shapes. So if you wanted to make a circle, you'd put the 2 of those together. If you wanted to say make a letter B, you just use 2 of those there and there to make a capital B. Yep, so that's all I'm doing, but I'm just doing it in written format, okay? So as I said, over this last year, I've been sharing how I've been translating or decoding, whichever way you want to look at it, the Varnish manuscript. And in February this year, these 2 pages are where I actually originally began. And so this page, I could see that this was the actual granny square pattern. I could see that we've got crochet, we've got hooks in there, we've got a twist in there, and because I know how to make the granny square crochet pattern, I was like, well, I know how to make it, so how did whoever wrote this book do this book to make it work? And if you look, it's the second line down, it's the first word, we've got 8 around, and that 8 is representing the treble crochet stitch, and it is actually the 9th word along if you count them as in words. What I did in February is I shared some videos with Lisa Fagan-Davis and explained, showing what I was doing, because I was literally making my breakthrough, so I was sharing what was happening at that time. And here I saw this little tiny sort of arrow thing pointing over to this page, and I was using the K, lining it up with the other K to find the circles for the chains to be, because when you make a granny square, you make a chain in the corner. And Lisa Fagan-Davis, she looked at my work and she said she liked what I was doing. However, she wanted to point out that this page and this page was written by 2 completely different people, and the book is not bound in the original way that it was originally bound. And so I pulled down my videos and I went back, and I've been thinking, and all throughout the year I've been demonstrating page after page after page how they all turn into crochet patterns. And on page 1 I shared how that I actually made this, which is the lace sock. I know it's not actually lace because it's made with a 4mm crochet hook, and it's actually the granny pattern, but lace sock itself actually is the actual pattern that this one is, okay? So it was like, okay, then what am I missing? What have I done wrong? Where have I gone, throughout the year? Look, skip back, we're almost at the end of the year, let's see. So one of the things that was missing is the missing pages inside the Varnish manuscript. These are the pages that are missing. They're in little groups. That turns into crochet hook and has the 4 circles there, which can represent 2 8s, which is a double treble. We've also got these numbers that's missing, which turn into a crochet hook and left me 4 symbols, so it was a 0. And these ones, I could turn them into 15, 59 equals, and the 4 circles, which was going back to there. And 109, 110 is hook 4. And it also showed that there was 18 pages missing, and following the clues of the games that I've been playing, 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9 was representing Elizabeth because that's got 9 letters in her name, and the 9 also was the 9 blocks to do with the actual bell gauge and the bell gauge crochet pattern that I made. So that was just a bit that I was missing. And because I was actually on this page, so at the bottom of this page, we've got a little bit of text and we've got some shapes there and we've got a person. There is a little bit of writing there that's not from the original works, so that's not included in this. So those actual letters in the manuscript look like this. This is those letters translated into English. So this here is the E, the H and the E, and it's also there, H and E. If you look here, this symbol is representing the E, and if you wanted the H on its own, it would be a number 4, just so that you're clear on that. And this symbol here does actually represent a question mark, so you can actually choose to use it how you want. And a question mark, let me just get my little shapes, would be like that. Yep, with a dot at the bottom. But as you can see, we can actually also turn that into a capital letter D. So the words that I created, because it's just literally just doing an anagram, and obviously that question mark becomes the D. So we get, her sock holds secret trust. Now I've already shared with you how you can actually use the complex anagram to make the word secrets from the lace sock. But the other thing that I did was, at the bottom of the page there's a circle, a square, a tube and a person. That also turned into Queen Elizabeth crochet, and I've got the 8. The 8 is representing the treble crochet stitch. So I went a little bit further with my delving into things, and with the actual sock pattern itself that you have to make, there is a total of 25 rounds, and the very top row here, so this row there, that's where you finish before you do the frill, it's got 24 stitches, and the frill edge has got 36 stitches. If you use the complex anagrams, which I've showed you how you rebuild things, the 25, 24 and 36 actually makes lace sock in capital letters. The 24 and the 25 are to link to the bell gauge, because we've actually got 25 holes in the bell gauge in total. 24 of them are actual measurements. The 3 plus the 6 is a 9, which led me back to the actual, we needed 9 blocks, which the clue to make this pattern is a 9. So the other thing that I did is I measured the sock. So the sock is 10.5 inches long. At this bottom section where before I've done my increases, that's 3 inches. The next row of an increase is 4 inches, and the top is 4.5 inches. So that gave me these numbers. So I tried every single possible way that I could to try and find these words, because this was a clue from the bottom of this page. And I found the word crochet. Yes, you do have to make the R like that. I've already demonstrated secrets. I've got I crochet. I could find trust, but I had little bits left over, which made the word you. I found her. So all of those just makes her sock. It also makes is queen. I found holds, which is one of my other words, and the leftover bits created ER. And then I've got another trust you, but this time it's just the U's have swapped in the places of that there. So then I put those into order, okay? So it then creates you this, which says ER is queen, I crochet her sock. Now, in the manuscript itself, there's a little bit where it says crocheters crochet. So I crochet, this is the crochet. Yeah, so I crochet her sock. You trust crochet secrets. Trust holds you. And then I could actually make the date 15th of January 1559, which is the coronation day of Queen Elizabeth I. The ones, however, I didn't have enough sticks to do the ones all the same, so I changed it. So you've actually got those top pieces become a forward slash. So you've actually got the ones looking like this. So you've still got 15th of January 1559, but you notice you've actually got 3 lots of these ones, and you've got 3 lots of 5s. So that is a double treble. So I went back through my history, my work and everything else I'd done, and I found this bit that I'd been saving. So in 1564, Queen Elizabeth I visited Cambridge University, and in part of her speech, she said the following: I desire to do some famous and noteworthy work and leave an exceptional work after my death, not only as a way of securing my memory for posterity, but so as to inspire my successors and to make members of the university all more eager for your studies. So just to go back to the actual alphabet, just so that we're clear. So the different types of codes we've been using are Caesar code. So the A would represent a 1 and the B represent a 2, etc. But because the introduction of the J, it then made the previous sequence of letters all change. So this is where in history you'll have learned about the great vowel shift, okay? Now, if I looked at the word crochet itself, the O equaled a 14, which was a link to the bell gauge and the actual crochet hook, because number 14 is the size of the hook that I was using, which is the 4mm crochet hook. Then when the alphabet changed and we get the 26 letters, so I totaled up. What was the total? Because there's all these sorts of different games and clues. So the total of the new word crochet is 72, which 7 plus 2 equals a 9, which made me go back to Elizabeth. So if you look at the old version of how, if you counted up all of the numbers, if you turned each one of those into a number, it totaled 83. But the new version, it created 88. Like I said, the 8 is representing the treble crochet stitch. So 2 8s together is either the treble crochet stitch twice or it's a double treble crochet. This is the actual pattern from the coronation pattern. Just a quick example of showing you how I was doing the things, looking at the images, counting. This one was to do with 26. Remember, it's the alphabet. And these are the symbols, and they turned into a crochet pattern. That's just so you can just see my notes of how that worked. So I went back to the book again. It's like, okay then. Lisa Fagan Davis says that this person and this person are two different people. The work that I've done is on page 1 and coming forward, which means that this person here must have known what person 1 was writing about. Or, as Lisa Fagan Davis says, the book had been rebound. So if the book was originally bound just as a blank book, so there's no writing on it, and then it was taken apart to then copy the original book from, and then you would, so what would happen is, so the pages, you would get, somebody would be able to write on this side, this side, this side, and this side. But then when you put them all together, it meant the first page that they wrote and the last page that they wrote had pages in between, which would explain how the book was then to be built the way that it is. Also, with my research, all of the patterns that I've been making, oh, I've lost my bell gauge now, there it is, all of the patterns that I've been making, so for example, the bell gauge, it fitted the script, so we ended up with the text shining through the window. Other things that I've made, they actually fit and match up with the actual sizes of the pictures as I'm going along. But this book is slightly smaller than the original Voynich manuscript. And I did say, to make it fit the correct Voynich manuscript, the one that's in the university, you'd have to use maybe a 4.mm or a 5mm crochet hook to still can make the same patterns, but then they would fit that book. So it made me then think, because of what Lisa Fagan Davis had said about the book being rebound, the different handwriting, that this is all Queen Elizabeth I's work. However, the Voynich manuscript is either a copy of her original work or she's actually got scribes to write up her work, but it is still Queen Elizabeth I's work. And so I believe, and I still do believe, all of my research is going to the same places over and over and over and over again, that Queen Elizabeth I, she is the one that then rebuilt the English alphabet, added in those 3 extra letters, so we've got the 26 that we've got today, and so that the root of the English alphabet is actually crochet, and that she is also the inventor of the bell gauge, and that she designed all of these patterns with all of the numbers and everything to fit, so that, as I have done now, is I've traced back through history, I've gone through all of the different research and the things that I've done, found this strange complex anagram codes that I never even knew was a thing, to lead me to this point, so that you can actually see that there was a direct path, if you like to speak, but it was all done in games, and that's what I personally believe. So yep, at the end of the year, as I backtrack and look back on everything, I'm still having the same thing. I still believe that this is all Queen Elizabeth I, but maybe the actual Voynich manuscript itself wasn't actually technically handwritten by her, but the work itself is her work, which would fit with what she said, that she wanted to leave a noteworthy work, an exceptional work. And I really do believe that this is it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for putting up with my eccentricity this last year. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.